Well, guys, it's a blast from the past. We're here with two OGs from, way, way back. Man, I remember Gilla calling me in the middle of the night when she got scammed, and now she replenished her XRP. She's a killer dentist over there in Long Island in New York. And so if you guys need some dental work, get in touch with Gilla. Give
Thank
you
you,
a
Mel.
plug there. And Guru, man, it's been a long, long time, and all the signs right now are all pointing towards Nasara Jasara, even though we are convinced that that is not what they're going to call it. As a matter of fact, we've pretty much convinced that they're not going to call it anything at all. But you know what? I got proof. I got big proof. I'm going to show you guys. I want you to share this with your audience. And it's important too, because, you know, you cannot not deny that this definitely coincides with the document number 9. As a matter of fact, let me stop sharing for 1 second and to make sure I have the actual, share sound. Okay, bingo. And now we can do that. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Let me know.
Yeah.
You can. Okay, great. Fantastic. Well, I just got, I just found this. This is like, this is big news. I mean, New York Times. I mean, you cannot argue with the New York Times, right? Trump flirts with to basically get rid of income taxes altogether. What do you know? I think that points to Nasara Jasara, doesn't it, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Uh, when I say God talks to me, he doesn't talk to me in my head. He talks to me here. And a lot of people have seen this picture many, many times, but I'll blow it up for the audience. There's an XRP logo right in the sky, and right next to it is, wouldn't you know it? The face of God, right there, right there. You see it?
Looks like the Rebbe.
Yeah, yeah. If you were to actually Google the Shroud of God on Google, it's that picture, exactly what that is.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that
Pretty
is
pretty
incredible
cool.
stuff. Um, Here is me cornering none other than I'm sure you guys know who 107 is.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
basically said, listen, I got video of Donald Trump saying we got to get in the race for flying cars. So I'm so tired of scraping the earth like a turkey driving in an extension of a Model T Ford, right? With four
Mhm.
rubber tires with a lot of electronics on board. That's how they keep us entertained, by the way, right? Got to keep you engaged with all the, heated seats, and it's got vibration seats, and it's got, air conditioning and dual exhaust and all the nonsense, right? And they keep you grounded on planet Earth. But this is a very interesting video. I think you guys will love this. We have to beat Russia and China on the flying cars. There's going to be some advanced technologies that are coming through Trump, and he's quoted on camera saying, I got the video.
Nixon wrote the formula over unity energy production that went all the way back, not just Tesla, but other stuff that we had and captured post World War II. He wrote the formula on the agent from his Houston project. He ran his own intelligence service because he couldn't trust the FBI or CIA, and wrote it right on the guy's body, taped it up, and sent him over to Kissinger. Why'd he do that? Because Kissinger was David Rockefeller's personal lapdog. And why'd he do that? Let him know that he'd hidden that formula in a couple of places, right in the White House and another location, to be released at a later time. And that was the threat if they tried to convict him or do other stuff. He knew that being a disruptive technology, that it would take America off the rails. And say, well, he was just doing it to protect himself. No, it would have taken America off the rails. But it was a threat because the Rockefeller Enterprise, Standard Oil running Saudi Arabia, Aramco, Arab American Oil Corporation. Okay, well, we know what the Arab side of it is. What was the American side? Mm-hmm. Standard Oil, Rockefellers, and energy flow out in the world. Nixon had the formula then. We know what can be done. Trump's going to dial it in. Remember, Nixon gave Trump a lot of stuff. Trump is actually Nixon's message in a bottle to the world.
Yeah,
And
I know that to be a
many
fact.
times, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, over Trump's left shoulder in the Oval Office, if you look, there's a letter there, and it's from Pat Nixon to Trump several decades ago. And the letter says, I hope someday you decide to run for president. I know if you do, you'll win, and you will be a great president. Nixon gave everything that he knew to Trump, including what he needed to go after the 5 families in New York. That's why Rudy Giuliani is so important, because Rudy Giuliani prosecuted him. Who was the unnamed source on a lot of the stuff? Came from Trump, okay? There's a lot going on here that will take decades to come out, that people will be writing about for a very long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
Well, when you said over unity, I just want to clarify. I know that most of the audience understands what over unity technology is. Over unity is free energy technology. It's coming, not maybe 100 trillion%. And we're supposed to live to be very healthy for a very, very, very long time. All of the poisons in the food, hopefully they'll bring in.
Well,
maybe RFK is going to be the guy that's the czar, so that we have clean food, no more glyphosates and no more Roundup, and organic is going to be the standard, or 100% organic.
yeah, I mean, it's not just the cleanness of the foods, but also what goes into the food chain. There's certain foods in the oils and the seed oils and things like that that really aren't the best. But that's not the government's fault completely.
No.
It's the people's fault. And so we're going to have to train ourselves to think more in terms of raw. And then some of the stuff that's out there is actually, as you get more into it, you understand that maybe these things aren't as good for you.
So can you imagine? I mentioned the fact that, the over unity is free energy technology. Well, if you got free energy technology on your car, gee, won't you have it also in your home? Won't you have it at your dentistry practice, Geula? Won't you have it in the desert over there, Kabbalah? Of course you will, right? And this is months and months and months. RFK was still running against Donald Trump. I call the fact that RFK should be the food guru. And guess what? Not only do we get Nassar Jassar right, we get the fact that RFK is going to be the food guru. Okay. I mean, I can look, government, okay, efficiency czar. This guy comes in. Donald Trump comes on the air. I'm going to stop sharing and I'll share it again in a second. Donald Trump comes on the air and he says, we're going to chop the federal government down by 50% for starters. And he says the word starters with an emphasis. Then he brings in the government efficiency czar, Elon Musk. He says, we're going to cut the spending by $21 billion a month. Gee, I think we just went from 50% down to 70%. Gee, that's starting to sound a little bit like Nassara and Jassara. Right? I mean, I could bring one after the other. I'm not going to bore you. And I sent this video to you specifically. I'm going to play it for your audience because everybody needs to know about this. Because when the pizza guy talks about 6,000 patents, gee, 6,000 patents. Where do we? Oh, yeah, that's also written in the document, Nassara and Jassara. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't mean nothing when Kabbalah Guru says it. Maybe it don't mean nothing when a dentist from New York says it. And maybe it don't mean nothing when a pizzeria impresario says it, but shit, when a guy that's worth $600 million says it, I think it's got some meaning, right? And we're going to play that for the audience right now. And I think you remember this video.
Next one's going to be a little bit weird. You may even pause the video to want to Google this to say, this can't be right. In 1951, the U.S. enacted the Invention Secrecy Act. What is that? Allows the government to legally classify and keep certain inventions secret if deemed a threat to national economy or security. What could be a threat to national economy? If you're able to figure something out that's 220 miles per gallon, you think it affects the oil industry a little bit? Maybe. Inventions under a secrecy order cannot be discussed, exported, or sold outside of military channels. Violations of secrecy order can result in imprisonment for the inventor. Over 6,000 patents today are kept by the U.S. government in secret. They didn't allow the people to go out there and sell it. I wonder what those 6,000 patents are. A lot of people want to be like, when you become a president, I want to go to Area 51. A lot of us capitalists want to find out what these 6,000 patents are.
Okay, you remember me sending that video specifically to you, Geula, right?
Yeah,
Right?
I sure do.
Okay, so again, this is another anomaly that you go and you compare it to the Bible, which sits at number 9 at QFS 1776 in the video column. Number 9 is not a video at all. It's the actual original document of Nassar Jassar. It says 6,000 patents. Gee, now a guy that's worth $600 million is talking about that. Now, he's not stupid. He said, 250 mile an hour, carburetor. He knows we got flying technology. He'll come out probably in 6 months and talk about that, and I'll send you the video when he does. Okay, here's Donald Trump talking about taking the taxes away from senior citizens. Okay, senior citizens are paying taxes on their social insecurity. Okay, another anomaly that points towards Nasara and Jassara. Okay, I mean, here, and the IRS. This is an incredible video. You guys must watch. Okay, if you put it punch in NDIRS, it'll come up. Here's another one. Let's see what it says. Trump eliminate income tax. Okay, how would that impact you? Are you retired? I mean, like another one. Okay, here's a video that is absolute must watch, and this video here was put out maybe 5 months ago, 6 months ago. He did two versions of this. This version should have been more popular than the first one. Unfortunately, it's not, and it should be. So if you guys go in, and I believe it's either Moon Lambo, let me find out which one it is. It's either Moon Lambo or Working Money Channel. That's it, Working Money Channel. You guys go find that video, and you'll find it, okay? I mean, here is another thing that is a 45-second video that will leave people flabbergasted, and we could put it to rest once and for all. This is what? Official military documentation. Okay. And listen very carefully. It's 45 seconds long. Listen very carefully to all you naysayers saying, oh, med beds don't exist. Bullshit.
Within the 2023 defense budget is something very interesting indeed. Within these documents is a proposal for something they are calling rapid healing for warfighter injuries. That is technologies that can rapidly accelerate the restoration and repair of complex tissues. The document goes on to say the program will develop approaches that combine high-resolution biosensors to track the healing process in real time with bioactuators to stimulate restoration, where and when they are needed. This sounds very much like the concept of medbeds, a technology shown in movies like Elysium that can heal any illness or disease.
All right, and there's the document. Guys can go look up that document for yourself. You can read it for yourself and come up with either heads or tails, right? Here's I'm sure a lot of people may or may not know who this lady is, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think she was married to Donald Trump. All right, and I'm sure you know who you know who she is.
So grateful I made it here. EES room. Oh my gosh, going into a deep, deep rest. It's been a crazy 24 hours. Sending lots of love. Check online and see if you can find an EES room near you. The science is incredible. The deep DNA healing is amazing. And the rest is just gonna keep me speechless. I'm going speechless soon now, any minute now. Bye.
Okay, there you go. And we have the technology right now that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt, third-party verification. A client came in from Key Biscayne, Florida, and she went and did she went and did a before and after. Her brother came in, had 2 strokes, prostate, that word that starts with a C, ends with an R that we're not allowed to mention because somebody believes they own that word, not for long. NFL, not for long. Okay. And I could tell you emphatically that we have documentation, telomeres that are going the other way. They're getting longer. If the telomeres are getting longer, that means your life is getting longer. If your telomeres disappear, that means you disappear. And we have it in spades. You could call the independent lab and say, is this true? Is this person came in and stayed in our center for an entire month at night, overnight, and her telomeres went from 8.29 to 10.31. Huge life extension technology. Guys, I'm not going to steal the show. I want you guys telling me what you guys saw. Is this real or am I delusional? Does Mel Carmine get a clean bill of health today?
What do you say, Geula? I on my mind today, and this is a fresh thought, is that we do not understand our own capabilities, and that there was supposedly a timeline shift yesterday. It could very well be that we are being freed from the matrix that tells us we have limited potential. We are limited. We have to. Oh,
Tough being a superstar.
I'm sorry. Sorry about that. That's
No
my
worries.
bad. Yeah. Speaking of which, that that all this is part of the road to us understanding that we are manifestors and we can manifest whatever we want. And I think this technology and all these technologies will help us understand our true potential and our true talents and our true nature, which is to be able to manifest whatever we want, whenever we want it. And I'm starting to see it because I'm up here. I'm quite free from matrix influences, but I see things that just blow my mind in terms of things manifesting around me, that I just think about something and it's accomplished. I mean, I'm not saying, I still have to go through a lot of the physical things. You still have to plan, you still have to dream about it, you still have to do whatever you can to manifest it. But the our abilities to manifest whatever it is that we want, and and really become the kind of person that we were meant to be, this is coming, and it's just a matter of each and every one of us opening our eyes. I mean, that's what the Rebbe said. You just have to open your eyes. And once we understand tracht gut wird sein good, that if you think good, it is good, we will be able to manifest. I'm seeing, manifestation process up here is, we don't have any electric power. The 4G power is miles away, and the air is relatively clean when they're not chemtrails, but things are happening in really a magical way, and I think that's just going to increase. And as a species, we're going to be freed from this matrix, and we'll be able to do whatever we want whenever we want it. And I also want to just mention that I once had a conversation, actually it was with Geula, and or it was about Ishmael Perez. And I'm very interested in the architecture, because I believe that the architecture that we've been imprisoned by, these little box square houses, are slave quarters. And I asked Ishmael Perez, because I'm very interested in architecture. At this point, I'm planning to build an octagonal hempcrete house. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. But the point is that I said to him, I said, what kind of houses are we going to be living in? And I'm thinking, of course, of Tartaria, of the tremendous, glorious buildings that are scattered throughout our world. And he said to me, he says, you could do whatever you want, and I was like, no, that's not the answer I wanted. I wanted him to say, well, first we'll be doing this, then we'll be doing that. But I think that's really what it comes down to, is that, like, right now I'm limited to, I have like Navajo builders. I've contacted some guys who are members of the Navajo tribe, and I'm going through that pathway. But I think in a very short amount of time, like Ishmael Paris says, it's like, what do you want today? What do you want to live in today? And that's the kind of world we're coming into. We just have to free ourselves from the slavery, the architecture, the education, the financial system. I mean, it's all going to be gone soon. This whole slave matrix will be completely obliterated, and we will waltz like poets into the new what do you want to call it, 5D or whatever you want to call it. It's the age of manifestation is upon us.
Absolutely. And please tell me you're coming to the Quantum Summit. I'm not going to take no for an answer, which means you're coming.
I don't know. I really, we spend a lot of time in town because we have to get materials and that kind of thing. But once we get established here, man, I don't know if I'll ever come back.
March 8th and March 9th. I'm sure you can make it, Guru.
Okay, I'll try.
Earth There's something called Earth ships. Are you familiar with Earth ships?
Yeah, sure,
They're
sure.
made out of recycled tires. They build
Yeah,
homes that are
yeah,
incredibly insulated from cold and heat. And if you have like
right, right,
the air conditioning doesn't escape. And if you have heat inside and we're in the wintertime, the heat doesn't escape. It's amazing
right.
stuff. The guy's been doing this for like 25 years, for as long as I've been awake, to all the crazy stuff because we're all nuts, right? And Gilla, chime in, man. I know you're coming to the Quantum Summit. You already confirmed it. So Gilla
I
Jet,
will be there.
yes.
I'm excited to come. I'm trying to convince my sister Miriam to join me. So
Where is it, Gila?
we're going, Guru. It's Florida. Where is it, Mel? Cape
It's going to
Canaveral.
be in Cape Canaveral at the Radisson Hotel. We have 11,000 square feet. We're expecting 917 people. But if I have anything to do with it, you can rest assured I'll try to squeeze 1,017 in there. Okay. We have 40
Gonna be great.
speakers coming in from all over the world. Amazing stuff. Even guys that are working directly with RFK who are going to be responsible for putting the nutrients back in the soil, cleaning the soil permanently, putting the nutrients back, and the standard is going to be organic. And you'll see the people's health change right underneath your eyes within 36 months. You will not
Amen.
recognize America.
Amen.
Yeah.
So, along the lines of what Guru was saying, I also agree that I have seen, even though I'm still living my Matrix life, going to my job every day, I see that the lag time between thought to manifestation is extremely short. And to the point that for the past year, Guru, Kabbalah Guru, I taught myself Kabbalah in depth for 1 year, every week on Shabbos, on Saturday. I sat and I learned, I studied the entire Zohar on that week's portion. So what happened for me was I heard somebody who had a channel on YouTube that sounded different than any other Kabbalist I had ever heard in my life. And because I had attuned myself to hearing the deep esoteric wisdom of Judaism, Mel, when I lost my channel, my YouTube channel that had 10K followers, I worked so hard to get that channel. I said, screw it. I'm just going to teach Kabbalah now. And I have 770 followers and I'm perfectly happy. Because every week, me and my crew, we sit down and we study the deep secrets of heaven, the book of Enoch. That they told us, Q told us to do homework on the Ingersoll Lockwood website. Do you remember? Do your homework and read the book of Enoch. Because this is what's coming. The heavens will open. This will be a sky event. Guru. And then I hear this guy with long hair and tattoos. Okay, long hair and tattoos, speaking the highest esoteric wisdom I ever heard. Okay, I listened to a lot of Kabbalah online. He was different than the rest. I get in touch with him. I do 3 interviews with him. And then I start to understand that this might be our guy. Okay, I don't know if you know what that means, but I think you know what that means. This might be our guy. So I've been in close contact with him for about 3 months now. He took me under his wing. And what is he teaching? He's teaching what's called the new Torah. Okay, the Torah of Mashiach. What is the Torah of Mashiach? The Aleph Beis, Guru. Remember how you're enamored with the Aleph Beis and the shapes and how they speak to you? Okay, he's teaching it in a different way. And then Carmine, I hear Sheila Holmes. I don't know if it's Holmes or Holmes.
Holmes.
But she said, and I want to play this clip for you. Listen to what she says. Hold on.
Make sure you have the sound thing checked.
Okay. Failed to share screen. Shoot, let's try again.
Multiple people can share according to here. Technology, you gotta love it, right?
Oh, if I send it, let me see if I could send it to you, Mel.
Yeah, if you send it to me on Telegram, I'll be able to put it here. And
Okay,
share
give me 1 second. So,
Sure.
so when we reach a certain consciousness on the planet that matches redemption, Jewish people have always anticipated the arrival of a human being that will elevate the consciousness to a point that we can attain world peace. And this man, his name is YIRAH, and his channel is called Restoration of the Breach. And he has put together what's called the World Peace Document. And it's been translated into 30 different languages across the world. It's transmitted via QR code. Okay, it's been picked up in all the countries. Okay, he can track where this thing is going. And we need this World Peace Document, Mel, to get in the hands of somebody who could take it to the top. I don't know who's going to be listening to this interview. I don't know what God has in store or the intentions, but I'm just doing my part in sharing with you guys that there is something big that I have discovered and uncovered, and you two are the perfect people to tell it to because you know what I'm talking about. Let me see. You guys continue talking. I'm going to try to send you.
Can you summarize like basically what it says, or?
No, I have to find it. It's so good.
Okay.
I can't say what you said. Who did I send it to?
Yeah, that's what you can figure out. Who did I send it to? It's like I'm trying to find the video right now that he's giving you numbers, but the numbers are a letter that is talking about Trump, a letter that's in the actual alphabet, and he's basically say I am the letter M Q 17, right?
Oh,
So whatever number the I and the M fall, and I'm trying to find that video too while you're trying to find your video.
okay,
Yeah,
you
I
can
saw
talk
that
then.
one. That was beautiful.
Wasn't you want it any clearer than that? Come on, baby.
Hold on. Ugh, who did I send that to? Give me 2 more minutes.
Yeah, take
Anyway,
your
it's
time.
basically Sheila Holmes. She's saying that there's 7 people at the top of Q, okay, who know the plan.
Hmm.
And she said, what are they using to predict the moves of the deep state? What are these people at the top using in the 5D chess game? Can you guess, Guru?
Aleph base, Kabbalah, what?
They're probably doing remote viewing.
No, the Hebrew letters, Mel. The Hebrew
Oh,
letters. Probably remote viewing also.
probably. Well,
Okay. I'm gonna try to find this. Oh, gosh
Yes,
dang.
send it to me when you get it. It
It's
sounds
gonna rock your world.
amazing.
It will rock your absolute world. Because when she said that I saw stars, I'm like, they're using the Hebrew letters, and here we have this man who knows the highest level how to decode. So Q needs him, and he needs Q to bring world peace. Okay, and we just have to make the shidduch. You know what a shidduch is, Mel?
tell me.
The connection. We have to match them up.
A
Connection.
match.
Okay. Only thing I know how to say in Hebrew is manishma.
That's pretty good also.
That's it. So I used to hang out at Starbucks in Sunny Isles, which was my stomping ground, and I was surrounded by Jews. What am I going to do? I have to learn how to say manishma, right? Which means
In Miami?
in Miami, yeah.
Miami, yeah.
Like
Israelis.
either Jews or Russian gangsters.
Right. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm still looking. Can you give
Yeah,
me
no
one more
worries.
minute, you guys?
In the meantime, give the floor to Guru. Guru, what have you been doing in the last couple of months? Because as busy as we all are, we're running faster every day we wake up, and I'm sure you could probably relate to this. You're waking up, you're going faster by 100 miles faster than the day before, and then you wake up the next day, you're doing 100 miles than that previous day, and it just keeps going faster and faster and faster. And we don't break. We're unbreakable for some reason, right? Because we're here, we're the chosen soldiers, right?
Yeah, I mean, my life has just been, exploding in possibilities and impossibilities.
Okay.
In that, I knew nothing about homesteading. I knew nothing about living off grid, and we just decided to do this.
Hmm.
It's been like just miracle after miracle, and we are becoming more and more established here. I just today I put up 4 out of the 8 solar panels that I'm going to be using to power the internet. Right now I'm running on a gasoline generator, which is not my favorite, but
Hmm.
we are, we're really involved in developing this incredible piece of land, and it's so and with that, I'm continuing my broadcasts on a daily basis. So the broadcasts are influenced by the hashgacha pratis of our daily activities, and that's it's just the hashgacha pratis means the divine providence. In other words, I saw this term yesterday, Geula, that you might like. I think it was called audio valent. Did you see that? It was like, in other words, clairvoyance, but like audio valence. Like, I think I'm audio valent. Like, I get all my messages through words and sound. And they say in the thing, if you talk to yourself, which I do a lot, I like to just talk out loud. It's like I'm having a conversation with God, and like, okay, now I'm doing this, and now I'm doing that. But out here, it's multitasking on so many different levels. I'm fighting a couple of big boulders on my property. I mean, it's just so much fun. It's like I remember earlier when I was talking to Geula, looking at land like this, I told her I don't want to spend all my day schlepping water, carrying water. But now I do carry water to the thing. And we're actually, last week we made contact with a well driller that we've been trying to get a hold of, and they're going to drill a well up here soon. But it's manifestation.
Remember the only thing I wanted to know? Remember the only thing I wanted
yeah.
Remember, I said, Guru, where are you going to the bathroom?
Oh yeah, well that's freeing too, because you go wherever you want. It's unlimited. I mean, we stop in the middle of the road and we go to the bathroom. It's just
that's the only thing I needed to know. You moved out to nowhere.
It's huge. We do have a place for the heavy duty stuff. We have a chair which faces the sun. I didn't even plan it this way, but for some reason it faces the sun. And because of our diet, we keep a really clean diet. We eat a lot of, half a pound of red meat, grass-fed, non-injected meat every day. And we eat, limited amounts of fruits and vegetables and raw goat's milk and fresh farm eggs.
Wow.
And like, it's just like everything, works. We do have our moments, but I think going to the bathroom wherever you want to go is so freeing. I mean, there's nobody here, Geula. There's no,
I know.
I'm on
no one's.
You're in the middle of nowhere. You mean like you can run around naked?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
We
sure
don't
he
have to.
does.
We could do whatever we want. I own 170 acres of intensely mountainous, canyon-esque land that nobody can even get to even get here. Requires Herculean strength, to drive here. I'm just saying driving here, it's 10 miles on a dirt road that is not really a road. It's like half the time you're off the cliff. And so it's, we do have neighbors, and
Guru,
but the
do you have your
neighbors.
guitar? Where's your guitar?
Yeah, I have a guitar right here. It's right down there. I mean, I'm still writing. I've produced a couple of things in Nashville already, and I'm working on a new song in Nashville. But everything is just, but the thing that I wanted to say was that when I was talking to Geula about moving here, I said to Geula, I don't want to spend my whole day having to deal with water situations. But the fact of the matter is, now I spend my days dealing with water situations.
And you're loving it.
I
Guru,
love
I have to
it.
tell you that when you first started on this journey, I was scared for you. I really was. I was like, what the hell is he doing? And like, I thought you would crash and burn, but you're thriving. You're thriving. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
It puts you in touch with nature by default.
Yeah.
You have no choice but to be in touch with nature.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're all dying inside these like sheetrock homes, and the sun's not shining on us. We're not being and you're getting the nutrients.
We're not pooping in the sun.
The trees.
And you wear clothes all the time. You can't feel the sun on your skin. It's just like the weather here.
And nobody can get to you.
Right. I mean, we're miles away. I mean, my closest neighbor is a mile away. I can actually see his house from where we're camping. But there's spots there's on top of my mountain. There is a configuration of crystals of a crystal, like I guess I would call it a vein of several different crystals meet. So, it's an amazing place, man. But, there's no water, there's no obvious water, there's no stream.
You know what
But
they say? They say I was in Sedona and we went at night. My husband Josh took us on, we had military goggles. We went on a tour where you could see the ships in the sky, the spaceships. They say that they land on crystal to recharge. So if you're seeing crystals on your mountain, that's probably a charging dock for things you
wow,
can't
cool.
see. Yeah.
I have those glasses. I'm going to have to try that.
Yeah,
Because
it has to be military grade.
oh, it has to be military. How do you get those?
They're like 20 grand a pop. They're
Oh
not
my
cheap.
gosh. They're
Yeah.
not, yeah.
Next time you get paid from the Board of Ed, you can
I'll get some military grade glasses. Yeah, let's hope that soon. But it's just even the money situation, everything has been completely impossible. And when I think of where we bought this little RV, it's like for eight grand, and we moved onto the land because we didn't want to pay hotel bills anymore. We moved onto the ground with a couple of these like 5-gallon jugs. I mean, we had no idea what we were doing, and yet little by little, stage by stage, we found, we've been able to thrive, like you said.
She's a trooper, Danielle. We have to shout out to Danielle. She's a trooper, that
She's
girl.
amazing, man.
She
She's like,
puts up with you. She puts
yeah,
up with you.
she puts up with me, and she compliments things that are almost surreal, like it's because I'm older, I forget, I leave stuff and I'm like, where is my cell phone? It's just like, she's on it, man. Or if I have a problem with the internet, she knows,
She saved your life, Guru. That girl saved your life.
she really did. And she came to me, she said, you need me.
I remember.
And I did.
You knew.
I didn't even know her. I mean, I was thinking like a 26-year-old woman wants to be with me. I called her dad. I said, "Is this okay?" And he said, "Yeah, sure." I mean, she's daddy's
Good for
girl.
you, Guru. Good
Yeah.
for you. You took a lot of heat for that. I remember.
Yeah,
Everybody called you out, but you know what? You knew what you were doing. You followed your instincts and your neshama, and you're perfectly settled and happy, and good for you.
Well,
But-
he's
but-
definitely
but-
our favorite. He's definitely our favorite Jewish hippie. That's for sure.
but the point is that everybody should be doing this now. This is a time of manifestation, and once you realize that the matrix is a complete illusion designed to keep you from your true essence, your true purpose, your tachlis, your ability to create whatever your heart wants. Once people start to realize this, I mean, I think it's in our lives. I mean, it's obvious that this is taking place, but I'm looking forward to having the whole world, everyone explode into the idea of possibilities and impossibilities in their own pathway.
Right. Well, listen, I want to switch it up for you guys because I have a bone to pick with this one particular guy. He's become really super huge, and he's been able to be instrumental, I would say, in brainwashing a lot of people against Jewish people. And I take great offense to it because that's like, I'm talking about a guy by the name of Stu Peters. You know who he is?
I don't give
I
it any
heard it.
energy, Mel. Here's what Guru taught me. I don't give it zero energy. I don't
Yeah, we got to
feed
give zero energy, but we got to also set the record straight. It's like saying every Sicilian is a gangster. All Italians are bad. He's painting a picture like all Jews are bad.
Yeah, no,
right?
he's definitely
gone off the
controlled-
deep end. He's really
controlled
gone off the deep end.
opposition. I think he's controlled opposition.
Yeah.
Right? And I think he's trying to poison people's mind against Jews. That's why we need this world peace document. Mel, I sent you something. Can you play the clip that I sent you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll do that.
This world peace document ends all of that kind of BS about
Yep.
hatred and division.
Here we go.
Do you still believe there will be an emergency broadcast system? I saw this come up a lot.
Is that queued up, or do you want me to bring it
Yeah.
from the beginning?
No, that's perfect.
10 days of
Putting me out
darkness,
of a job, Sheila.
media blackout, Nasera Jacera. Guys, you've been listening to people with human understanding, and there's only like 5 to 7 guys who know the whole plan. There's only those guys because you have to operate in fifth dimension. And the reason I mentioned during the show that Hebrew is fifth dimension, the letter is first, and I think we played that on our first interview together, Drew, and you could pull that up and make the link available to people. It's a 4-minute, 30-second interview or just a program about Hebrew. The letter is first dimension. The number with it makes it second dimension. The picture with it makes it third. The way you put those letters together, it puts you in fourth dimension, but then they have several meanings. And so you have to be tight with the Lord of all to see which one it means, because in it you're going to see tent peg because it relates to salvation and the cross. What God gave me with the 6 towns of Nineveh, the eclipse went through, is Ruach HaKodesh, which is a tight relationship with him and connection with him to know what the truth is. And 6 also means the beast. It also means man. It also means human. You have to know these things. So,
Well, Sheila, most likely, hopefully, God willing, she's going to make the Quantum Summit. I just spoke to her the day that you told me, hey, can you get her on my show for me? And I think she's coming. So
Thank you.
it's just a matter of time because she's so busy. She's become this
No, I
big.
appreciate you trying for me. I'm just trying to make the connection. I think if we can have this nexus point of Q, the people using the Hebrew letters with this high level genius who I think might be qualify as the Messiah, the Jewish Messiah, who's teaching the Hebrew letters, if they're using the Hebrew letters to play 5D chess, if Q, the people at the top, and you have this man proposing world peace through the Hebrew letters, I think when we make that connection, it's game over. We
Oh, there's
reach
no
the end.
question.
Yeah.
No question. Yeah. And you mentioned earlier the book of Enoch. There's 18 chapters missing out of the Bible, the King James Bible. And I believe the book of Enoch is those 18 chapters.
100%. I've read the book of Enoch twice already, and it's describing what goes on in heaven and how to protect ourselves from demonic energies. Once we know what's going on, the game that they play, and we can arm ourselves spiritually by knowing what goes on behind the veil,
Mhm.
then those guys lose all their power.
Yes, absolutely. I got to make a quick announcement. Staying alive is no longer spelled with 2 I's. It's spelled with 2 E's, which is indicative of energy enhancement, which is the actual name of the technology. So staying with an ING, alive with 2 E's. We have incredible specials. You want to go and watch the testimonials, it will knock you off your chair. And if you know somebody in Cape Canaveral or Brevard County, pick up the phone. This is why we are all digital soldiers. You pick up the phone, you say, hey, you better go down there and go check this out because it is, hey, you can't argue with the science, right? Ishmael Perez, who is going to be at the Quantum Summit, who's going to be interviewing me about the XRP. The XRP is blowing up, and it's just taking a little bit of a break right now, a little bit of a breather. But there's going to be another ramp up, and I believe the next ramp up will take us to the $8 to $10 range conservatively. And I want you guys to listen very carefully because this guy here, he's not only describing the XRP army, but he's describing this dude and exactly what our mindset is and why, once you understand what he's telling you in 2 minutes and 45 seconds, you're going to be tripping over your own shoes to go buy some XRP. That much I can assure you. Watch this. This is mind blowing. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Tell me if you guys can see my screen. And
Yes.
give me a thumbs up if you can hear it.
Okay.
Let me tell you something about XRP. XRP holders are sick. They are sick in their head because these people are cult-like. They have this new religion belief in XRP, and they've been accumulating for years, believing that this is the new world order. This is going to take over. That's their mentality. These people are they're not normal people, is what I'm trying to say. They're actually some of the sickest motherfuckers on this planet, because these people have believed in this for years and years and years, and all they've done is add more. They've survived the absolute worst of the worst. The price has gone down to absolutely nothing, like dust many times. These people are still held, they're still bought more. So when XRP starts rising, they're not selling. It's harder to get because these people believe And I'm telling you now, it's like a cult. XRP is like a cult. And you're going to see some absolute crazy stuff. You're not even going to believe it. Now, when it comes to XRP, think about the memes. This kind of mentality of these people, the way they're going to treat memes, hey, they're not selling. They're not here to sell. They believe when it gets to a stage, the XRP is so high and it's just like, it's like that. They're not even interested in selling. They don't even care about selling because they believe there's more to life. There's more to life than selling. They're holders. They base their whole personality on holding and buying more. That's the kind of army you're messing with. And when you've got people all around the world on the same page, on the same cult, you have no idea how high this can go. So don't start talking to me about $2 XRP. Who cares about $2 XRP? What's $2? A cup of coffee? It's not even a cup of coffee yet. XRP is worth more than a cup of coffee. Let me tell you now, when it gets to $10, you think they're going to give a shit? No. You could send it to $100 by the morning and they're not even going to flinch. That's the kind of holders you're dealing with. So don't come to me and talk to me about $2 XRP. Wake me up when it's $589.
Can you imagine? Okay, here's another one that I think you'll find very interesting because, everybody's, they're basically still three-dimensional beings living in a three-dimensional world talking about market cap. Listen to this argument about market cap. I think you'll appreciate it.
XRP price is something that a lot of people have wrong. Stop thinking about market cap as the limit for XRP's price potential. Market cap might work for stocks, but XRP isn't a stock. It's a utility asset designed to power payments and settlement in a financial system handling trillions of dollars daily. Market cap doesn't measure liquidity. With liquidity pools and automated market makers, as demand grows, supply starts to shrink and prices go up. As institutional players start pouring billions of dollars into those systems, market cap starts to look pretty meaningless. Here's the real deal. XRP isn't constrained by stock dynamics. Think currency utility, massive transaction flows, and exponential growth. That's the future. XRP price is something that a lot of people have.
You understand? You and I understand that, okay? Most people unfortunately don't, but the ones that do, they're running right now to Coinbase, or if you want to buy a lot of XRP, you come to me. I'll take you to my broker. Okay, you've had an incredible experience with my broker, Geula. Absolutely I mean, look, if you want a 5-star operation and you want a broker assigned to you that will call you on the phone and you send them an email and within an hour they're replying back, then you want to go through my broker and they can get you as much as you want. 10,000 is the minimum. And there is no maximum. If you say, Mel, I got $100 million, can your broker sell me $100 million worth of XRP? The answer is yes. Okay. This is where the big boys go shop. I got messages coming in today. My wife is sending me messages like they're water. Hey, this guy wants to buy 2 million. This guy wants to buy 3 million. This lady wants to buy 4 million. Like they're buying a chopped liver sandwich.
They see it.
Where's all this money coming from all of a sudden? The FOMO is at an all-time high. When I was yelling and screaming, say, buy it at 39 cents, nobody wants to buy. Now that it's $2.39, I got lines from here to Massapequa, Long Island. Crazy, I mean, you've been hot on the XRP. You guys are still believers. You know that we're about to get our day in the sun, but we got to wait for El Capo di Tutti Capi to come back, right? The boss of bosses, Donald J. Trump. This guy, he's not going to be the only one. I heard another video, I wish I could have found that one, where the guy is saying the United States is going to be one of many countries to be pro-crypto. Imagine you have 40, 50 countries competing on who could be more pro-crypto. What's going to happen to digital assets? What's going to happen? Yes, if you own 1,000 XRP, it could be either life-changing or wife-changing.
You better not change your wife.
Well, I'm not changing my wife. There's only one Amber. She's one in 8 billion. Okay.
Now, what are those 5 called? What's the name of XDC, XRP, XLM, Algorand? What is the name of that category?
You're talking about the ISO tokens?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. I forgot what that was called.
ISO.
It's like 2220 or 2022. I think it's 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it
Right.
is. Thank you.
Have you guys heard of the token Proton XPR?
No.
This came up in one of my in a session I did with Spacey Casey. She said she's a military person. She said there's a new token called Proton XPR, not XRP, and that. But I've tried to buy some, but they won't sell it to Americans, so it's a difficult thing. But I
It's got to be
suspect
good. It's got to,
it's
if they can't sell it to us, it's got to be a good
it's
one.
got to be good. So I mean, it's selling now for like 0.0015. This is the time to buy that stuff if you can get if you figure out how to buy some, let me know.
Yeah,
Well, you
you too.
probably
We'll
have to
share
use
with
a
each other.
VPN. You have to talk to Amber. She'll figure out how to use a VPN, and she'll look like she's coming in from Guam or something, or or China, and then you
Right.
have to buy it, right?
Yeah.
She's so smart, that girl.
She's smart. She is super smart. Yeah, absolutely. So, let's talk a little bit about what you guys have been doing in the last few months. I know you're trying to get more people to come on your show, and you're busy running a dentistry, and you got people working for you, you got a staff. You're the only dentist there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, how has your podcast been going? I know you've been talking more about Kabbalah, and you're not really talking really more about digital assets because, look, when you talk about digital assets and you're trying to make a bunch of poor people really smart and really healthy and really wealthy, and now we got a new program that I got to talk both of you guys about, by the way. You got to help me blow it out because, I figured out how to get you healthy. I figured out how to get you wealthy. Now I got to figure out how do we put all of this in a trust so for like $3.11 per day, right? You can protect your jet ski, your boat, your yacht, your homes around the world, all of your wealth. Okay. And it's a no-brainer. Everybody who is about to become wealthy and they could see the writing on the wall is going to want to be protected just in case any bad guy say, hey, you owe me some money. Oh, you can't pay me. I'm going to take your jet ski. Oh, you can't pay me. I'm going to take your Jaguar. No, you're not. I got to trust, right?
Yeah.
And it's a
Smart contract. It's a smart
19
contract.
exactly. It's a 1972-year-old. It's been around since 1972. 2.6 billion dollars in assets, not going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, it's a very well recognizable name. You guys are going to have to get in this because you know why? Because your people are going to need to protect their their ass, well, both their ass and their assets, right? So yeah. So tell us a little bit about your podcast, Gilla. We'll close out with Guru at the end.
Okay, so basically, I go live on Monday and Thursday mornings at 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And for the past year, I was teaching Kabbalah. I was going over the weekly Torah portion and the esoteric. The Kabbalah is the soul of the Torah, right? The book, five books of Moses, is the body
Mm-hmm.
of the Torah, and then you have this God's own soul in this. It's called the secret, the sod level of Torah. So I dove into it and I taught it the best I could. And now that I came across this man called YIRAH, who wrote a book that I believe is the next level of the secrets of Torah that he's revealing. I'm teaching his book now. I started this morning with class number 1, where I'm teaching this new material that the world has never seen before. So it's very exciting. It's very cutting edge, and I'm hoping that we can really see the process of planetary evolution hastened and hurried, and we can see God come down, and we're gonna have an event that's bigger than the splitting of the Red Sea. I think it's going to be a sky event, right, Guru? We're going to see something amazing in the skies. We're going to see the veil lift. God is going to show us other dimensions. So I'm hoping that my efforts in that direction with this very special man that I found, who I think could be a very, very big key player in the world redemption, I'm hoping that my efforts in helping spread his book and his teachings and his world peace document, if it gets in the hands of the right people, if Juan O'Savin can hear this, or somebody who has connections in higher places and they want to research this, I think it would really hasten the redemption of the planet and usher in a time of world peace, abundance, healing, everything that the med beds promise, everything that XRP promises. It all needs a vessel to be contained in God's energy. And we need, what he teaches is how to see God's patterning through the Hebrew letters in each other's faces, in the trees, in the planets. He teaches how to use three mother letters in Kabbalah, the Aleph, Mem, and Shin. They're three mother letters, which was taught to us by Abraham in the oldest book called SEFER YIRAH. Okay, how many years ago was that? 3,000 years ago. When did Abraham live? And more. And he laid out for us that in the 22 Hebrew letters, there's three of them that are called the mother letters. So YIRAH teaches how to use these mother letters to see the divinity. I can see the divinity in your face because I see your eyes are the Aleph, your mouth is the Mem, your eyes are the Shin, I'm sorry, your nose is the Aleph, and your mouth is the Shin. And I could see that in you, Mel. I could see Hashem's pattern in you, Guru. I could see Hashem's pattern in the animals, because they all have the Aleph separated by the Mem and Shin. He teaches how to see the separation between these three letters and everything that exists. Like you have the sun in the sky, which represents the Aleph. And so Aleph, no, I'm saying it wrong. Let me get this right. You have the sun in the sky, which is the Shin, okay? The information is new to me also. So you have the Shin in the sky and the Mem, which is the ground. And then you have the Aleph in the middle. So you have Aleph separating Shin from Mem. And then on your face, you have Aleph here, your nose separating Shin from Mem. Aleph separating Shin from Mem. And when you could see this pattern in all of life, in all of sentient life, and you could appreciate that to be the pattern of God, you're never going to harm another human being because you're going to see it as harming God himself. You're never going to harm another plant, another animal, and it only extends from there. He goes from those three mother letters to all the letters and how they relate to each other and how all the languages really feed into the Hebrew language. He knows how to set up the crown jewel, he calls it, where all the Hebrew letters are arranged in such a way that they interrelate with each other and they give meaning to each other. I can't give it justice, but I'm just hoping that talking to you two about it can hopefully land in the right place and accelerate the process that we're trying to accelerate. You know, it's not a coincidence that we know about Nisara and Gasara. It's not a coincidence that we know about XRP. Those are all mechanisms to lead us not to be wealthy, not even to be healthy, but to be in a state where we are surrounded by divinity all day long, okay? Where we see God, where we experience God in the body, where we experience God in each other, okay? Those are all mechanisms to get to that end goal. I don't want to sit and be rich. I don't want to sit and only be healthy. I want to sit in the presence of God and experience God with you while we dance, while we laugh, while we sing. This is the goal. That's my
Well said. Well said. Now, what is the name of your channel so people can find you?
My channel is called Zohar is the Holy Grail.
Zohar is the Holy Grail. Send us a link this way we can include it underneath the video. And now, Guru, tell us, I know you like to play guitar. If you want to play guitar before we leave, you could do that. Maybe play one of your next famous rock songs. That would be great, especially if it's got the lyrics XRP and the Jasara and Asara in it. But anyway, tell us about how you moved to the middle of the desert. You got 1,700 acres. There's that number again, right? 17. And you're basically living in your dream life. Tell us a little bit of how all that happened. Tell us a little about your channel. It seems like you got pretty damn good internet out there in the middle of the desert, which is amazing.
Starlink. We have Starlink. That was part of the plan. The whole, the thing that I want to teach people, and the thing that we rely on, is hashgacha pratis, is divine providence. So if you follow the hints, if you follow the trail, if you follow the buoys, I don't know if you're a sailor, but if you follow the buoys that Hashem shows us, like if you just follow the signs. So I was sitting in Far Rockaway, and I knew that I wanted to move to Arizona because of the weather. Because Danielle has eczema, and we needed the drier climate. So I just got on the internet and I started looking. First, I saw cool houses. I followed the cool house thing, and I ended up, from following cool houses, I ended up contacting a builder in Phoenix who showed me a place in Prescott, and he wanted to sell these $1 million strips of land right near Prescott, which is a great town, by the way. So, in other words, I gave myself permission to just listen to the signs and wonders that come to you on a daily basis. So, I started looking at houses, and then I said, well, I can't afford $1 million house, but maybe I can, and then I said, well, you know what? I don't even like these houses. I don't want to live in any of these houses. I don't want to live in a slave quarter. I want to live on a place where the land is integrated into the structure. So I just kept looking and looking, and I had zero credit. I don't pay credit cards. I don't pay taxes. I don't pay insurance. I'm a leper. I didn't have income really to speak of. And then I saw this piece of land for 120 grand. I couldn't really afford the slave quarters in Prescott for 400,000. That would have been an oppressive place for me to live. I found a piece of land, 170 acres, for 120 grand. Now, if I had been like in the Matrix, and if I had thought to myself, well, I really can't afford it. It's an impossibility. There's no way I'm going to know how am I going to live on, I didn't even realize that it was in the middle of the desert. It's in a mountainous region. There's not a single shred of flat land anywhere here. It's all mountains and canyons. But I just allowed myself to follow this divine providence. So I called the guy up. I said, I can't get a mortgage. Nobody will deal. The banks won't deal with me. He says, don't worry about it. He says, just put 20% down and we'll finance you. Now, if I'd been in my right mind, and I wasn't, I would have said, there's no way I can't afford that. But I thought to myself, well, wait a minute. I have a few pieces of gold left. If I put all my gold into this land, I'll be able to afford it. How I'll make the payments, I have no idea. But the point that I'm making is, if you wait for the signs, if you wait till you can afford it, if you wait till it makes sense, you will never get there. You have to allow yourself to escape the matrix and manifest your dreams with your thoughts. So I called the guy up. I said, how do I secure this place? He says, give me $1,000. I said, $1,000? I don't have $1,000. But I thought to myself, well, wait a minute, my rent money. I have $1,000 that I'm going to pay rent. So I took my rent money. I said, here's $1,000. And that was, this is the way we must live. The fear matrix is an illusion, and it's not real. So I'm just urging people to escape the matrix, to leave the matrix and walk into the promised land. It's just a thought away.
Yeah. Well, this land is like very remote. Do you have a car? How do you get around?
Right. So that was another thing. It was a whole manifestation process, but basically I walked into a car dealership. I said, it's a very long story. Everything is a woven tapestry in our lives, and everything relates to everything else. But I had broken down in, I think it was in Oklahoma. We had we bought a Jeep along the way. I traded in what silver I had, and I bought a Jeep, and the Jeep broke down in New Mexico. Somehow I ended up in Oklahoma, and the guy said, I will sell you a Jeep. It's called a Gladiator. If you give me $15,000, we'll make a deal with you. So I sold all my silver, and I had a bundle of cash, $15,000. I said, the next day, I said, okay, I'm ready to buy this Jeep. He said, we checked your credit. We can't sell it to you. There's no way we can make a deal. No bank will deal with you. I said, okay, fine. So we ended up renting a rental truck. We drove to the place where we wanted to live. We rented a car. Everything was impossible. Nothing made sense. And we walked into a car dealership at some point. We had been looking for a while to get well, I wanted a Toyota Tundra, but I couldn't afford it. So I walked into the dealer and listen, I got $15,000 cash. Can you give me a truck? So he sold me a Ford. It's called a Ford King Ranch. It's this big, humongous. It's got giant tires. You know, I mean, we drive on the worst roads. You can't even imagine how bad the roads are to my house. It's like you're driving around a cliff. But anyway, I'm just urging people, stop thinking in a rational way. Stop thinking that things have to make sense. Stop thinking that you have to be able to afford things, and just go for it. That's it. That's what being human is about. It's a transcendent journey. It's a magical journey. John McAfee, I just saw a tape. He says people, he was living in, he says, I'm in a Faraday cage. I'm isolating myself from all this radiation. And he said, people do not realize we live in a magical manifestation type world. So when Ishmael Perez says, what kind of house do you want? I couldn't relate to that at that time. Now I'm starting to see things. If you allow it to happen, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, and things will happen that will blow you mind. If you think you live in structured, rational, that's what they want you to believe as a slave. Once you are free of that slave mentality, you realize you can do whatever you want, anything. It's unlimited, and it's so beautiful. So I'm just hoping that people will listen to me and join me in this quest to become the human manifestation machines that we really are.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know that the flying cars are soon. I don't know if I want to go buy a big, a Bigfoot truck with the monster tires to come visit you. But as soon as the flying cars are available, I'll just, boom, come in 3 minutes. Maybe I'll go pick up Gilla because I could be in Massapequa and probably,
And bring those glasses, Gila. I want to see the glasses.
yeah. And so it
The
sounds,
ones you have in Sonoma,
yeah.
Oh, the night glasses.
Sedona, yeah.
It sounds to me that you should have had the cameras rolling because your entire journey getting there and breaking down in Oklahoma, that was probably a documentary that you didn't see, right? I mean, my whole thing going forward, I mean, you don't have to do what I do, obviously. I'm a little crazy, right? But I want to have like a camera crew that follows my every move and records because I get called in at like 11 o'clock at night. Hey, you got Mr. and Mrs. So and so that just drove in from Mississippi, and they call me at 10 o'clock at night. I'm in bed. They're like, okay, jump in my clothes. These guys drove, 18 hours to come see me. The least I could do is jump in my clothes and go say hello, right? And then we get into these deep conversations. I'm like, and I came up with the term, the best podcasts in the world never get recorded.
So true.
Because you get into these deep conversations, and some of our, followers, people that love our show, are just as smart as we are, just as enlightened as we are. And it's like I'm gonna have no choice. For example, at some point when I buy the building I'm in with Staying Alive with the healing center, I'm gonna make like 5,000 square foot into like Club 17, because we all need a place to where the tribe could come and meet and talk and have a conversation that makes sense instead of talking to these three-dimensional goons out there that don't want to wake up. You know what I mean? And it's frustrating as all hell. It's like it's a place where you could go and just, okay, I'm with my tribe. I can have an intelligent conversation, and you get everything off your chest. It's like therapy. And then you go home, you maybe come upstairs and hang out at the just Staying Alive, etc. So, and it's too bad that you had to sell all your gold and silver, but you just reminded me to give myself a plug. I decided to start my own gold and silver company. So I launched Carmine's Gold. I got people calling me today say, I got to get my money out of the bank. I said, yes, you do. And so carminesgold.com, the links are down below. Okay. So, look, it's all about answering to whatever is coming at you. See, you could call me a money hungry guy. I'm a capitalist. I make no apologies for capitalizing. You know what I mean? And so the Quantum Summit, you want to be there, guys. We're going to close out with this. Thank you for coming. How do they find you, Guru? What is the name of your channel?
Okay, well, I just got taken off of YouTube for the 12th time, and I'm starting a new channel. It's called Ellie Webstar 13. I'm also on X at Webstar 13. So those are the two places. I'm on Rumble every day. I broadcast 6 days a week.
Send us those links and we'll help you get back off your feet 12 times. And he just keeps on going. He's like the Energizer Bunny. You can't kill him. You know what I mean? This is the Jewish hippie that just keeps on coming, baby. You know, unbelievable. Yeah, listen, they take me down a bunch of times too, but I got their number. You know what I do? As soon as they give me a second strike, I go in and I wipe out all the videos because they already got me programmed to come in and give me a third strike. And when they come in to give me a third strike, no more videos. When did you learn how to do that, Mel? In Brooklyn, New York.
That's a good one. Yeah, I'm hoping that eventually that the JDT stock that I like to invest in will be owners of whatever's left of Google and YouTube, and CNN and MSNBC and all those other things will be bought out by the Trump communication platform and Elon as well. So I think we're heading for the promised land. No question about it.
No question. No question. So, guys, the Quantum Summit, quantumsummit1776.com. Go to the website, see what I mean, like we're giving you a lot of stuff. VIP tickets are still available. We got general admission still available. We're still 3 months away from the actual event. It's still a long ways off. But we have karaoke. We have a gala dinner. We have free of charge. We have a an hors d'oeuvres party at the pool with some more karaoke and DJ and dancing. We're not going to promote alcohol, but if you want to buy your own, glass of wine, whatever you do, that's fine. It's entirely up to you. But it's going to be a massive celebration. Why? Because we won the New World Order. Now it's time to celebrate. The minute Donald Trump takes his hand off the Bible, it's going to be good night, Irene. The digital go straight up like this. And a lot of people are going to be wealthy. I would not be shocked if we have a $40, $50, $60 XRP, maybe even $100 XRP.
Mel, when do we sell? When do we sell?
You don't.
We don't.
You don't. We are the true store of value.
10K? 10? You don't even sell at 10K?
No.
Nothing.
You sell when the Treasury, who's merged already with Ripple, XRP, that's why they have the RLUSD. RL, read between the lines. There's two letters missing there. Real United States dollar. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, okay? So you understand? It's the real USD. They're already merged with the Treasury. When they say hand it in for 100,000 or 50,000 or 10,000, I'll hand it in for 10,000. I have no problem with that. I have
10,000?
$10,000. $10,000.
I thought you said 50,000.
No, I'm saying I would hand it in at 10,000. I'll probably sell like 10% of my bags.
Okay.
Right. And then because now I got millions and millions, probably 50 million, 60 million. Who knows?
Oh my God. You're going to be the richest man in the world.
I'll be able to just sit down and relax and breathe and wait out the storm because, you have $50 million. You could weather more than one storm, many storms. So but at some point, I do believe that, guys like who's going to be most likely at the next Quantum Summit. He had fun at the first one, Jimmy Valley from Val Hill Capital. He's the guy that wrote to the Federal Reserve and said, hey, you guys, not the Federal Reserve, I think it was the Treasury, said, you guys are going to need to buy the XRP. You don't have a choice. And so, and that, I believe that that's coming. So, but we're going to have the food is amazing. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, it's not kosher. You guys are gonna have to probably pack a kosher lunch. I don't know.
In Florida, you can get kosher food. That's
I'm sure. Yeah. But the event itself is not kosher food because most people are not Jewish. So, but you guys are more than welcome to come. Tell your audiences to come meet you in person because that's what it's all about. It's not about a microphone and a camera. And your audience wants to meet you, Guru.
Okay, I'm excited. I'll tell Danielle. We'll try to. God willing, we'll be there.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we're gonna catch you on the next one. If you like this content as much as I love hanging out with these two folks, make sure you get it out there far and wide and beat the algorithms. And by the way, before I go, I got to tell you this: El Comandante, okay, Donald J. Trump, he already said it, and so we're in a transitional period. We're like right around the corner. There's going to be laws coming down on social media where they can no longer abide by the Constitution of the corporation for the corporation. They have to abide by the Constitution of America, we the people. Okay. And if they don't, if they infringe on your freedom of speech, they have ability to take that platform, YouTube or Instagram, away from them. And then we put in Patriot programmers and they lose the platform forever. So they're going to need to abide by the law. And Donald Trump is going to come down on social media like a tank, like a Sherman tank. Okay. If you think, and you're going to be able to grow unimpeded because they have to reset the algorithms back to the way they were 17, 18 years ago. There's that 17 number again. What? So you understand? And you're going to be able to grow unimpeded because why? Because they have to reset the algorithms back to normal. Okay. They can't play their stupid ongoing shenanigans forever. It's over. The important thing is who comes after Donald Trump. I would love to see Eric Trump because I think he's ready. There's an interview that's 3 weeks old, 4 weeks old, that was on PBD, Patrick Bet David podcast. You guys should go watch that. It's 2 hours and 10 minutes long. The first 50 minutes are riveting. And within 25, 30 minutes, he asked him, so is there a chance you might run for president? And the answer he gave him, Patrick just basically turned around and says, I'll take that as a yes. Okay. So it's important that I don't want JD Vance. I don't want Jim Jordan. I don't want this Matt Gaetz. All these Jim Jordan. We thought, Jim Jordan could be a great president. No, bullshit. He's got dirt. Okay. Potentially. Okay. This guy, what's his name? Matt Gaetz. We thought, this guy could be the next president of the United States. No, we don't want politicians. We want Eric Trump as the next president of the United States. So let's start planting that seed because that is the way we keep America on track and the beacon and the country to follow. And we're going to make the entire planet great for the first time. Guys, we'll catch you on the next ones. Stay behind, guys.
Thank you, Mel. This is great.